No, get a scrap of paper or something. Does someone have just a scrap of paper I can have? Yeah, would you? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I mean, okay, that's fine. Hey, you ask for it, you get it. It's not very elegant. It's not very elegant what I'm going to do with it, but I will come down into the office here, and I will throw it. I want to make sure that they're not people that I know here. Okay. So I couldn't use somebody I know. That would be unfair. Would I cheat you? Oh, yeah. Possibly could. I'm going to throw this over my shoulder. Whoever catches it can either keep it and volunteer to help, or they can hand it to somebody else. Here we go. Who got it? There you are. Would you like to be the volunteer?
Absolutely.
Okay, you can sit wherever you are.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to come down to you with these 5 Zener cards here, and I would like to, you're hidden behind these other folks here, that's just fine, okay. Take those, please. Turn them face down, please. And I want you to shuffle them up. Now, you can't do a shuffle like that, there are only 5 of them, and they're very stiff. So, shuffle them up like that. They're both looking down there, they want to see everything. Look away, gentlemen. Okay, now, shuffle them up very thoroughly so that you don't know which card is which. Okay? All right, keep on going. And I'm going to produce the rest of the props here. This is a very simple piece of black paper. It's photographically opaque, as you can see, it's dead black, and a simple clasp. Oh, it's got clasp, and it has glue as well. Oh boy, this is a heavy version. All right, now I'm going to ask you, please, with the cards face down, choose any 2 at random and keep them face down in your lap. Okay? And the other 3 placed on the floor face down underneath your chair so they can't be seen. And I'm not able to see them from where I am, right? Okay? Now, you have 2 face down in your hand. This is a little tricky thing you have to do, but I want you to turn them face to face either do this kind of a thing, but don't look. Oh, no, don't look at them. Don't do it while you look away. Have you got them face to face down? I just didn't see one. Did you? Okay, very good. So far, doing great. I want you to take those 2 cards and place them in that folded piece of black paper. I'm not looking towards the cards. So I conceal it completely, okay? And then place that package inside the envelope. And then you can use the clasp, or you can use the glue and the clasp, which is even better. Well, the glue tastes a little nasty, but I don't suppose that'll hurt. And when you have it all sealed up, I'll be able to come back to you. And okay, all sealed up. All right, hand it to me just by the corner. I just want to take the corner like that. Okay, because a lot of people, pardon me, I'll just struggle up on here. I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, at the same time, I had just recently recovered from a double heart bypass and colon cancer in 6 months of chemotherapy. Medical science works, or I wouldn't be here. Unsteady here. I normally would skip and jump, you know. Now, this envelope is all sealed up. There's no possibility that I could have seen what cards, and you don't know what the cards are, right? And no one near you knows what the cards are, either one of them. And the chances of my being correct on this, they're so astronomical, not that all that astronomical, but small astronomy. Now, I'm going to try to tell you what cards are sealed up in here. And again, people, the reason I handle it so funny by the corner like that, people say, oh, there are probably beads in there, and he feels around until he feels the bumps. There might be, I don't know, but I don't know about them if they're there. And maybe the cards are different weights, you see. If you test them, and you can if you wish, they're all pretty well the same weight, within a half gram or so, I'm sure. And there is no difference between the cards except what's marked on. Okay? Now I'm going to demonstrate for you how careful I can be. Very careful. This is the obverse of the card, of the envelope, pardon me. The plain side over here is obviously the other side. Now, I'm trying to get an image of some kind in my mind, and this is psychic, of course. I believe, or I need a big marker, where's, no, this one will do, okay. Oh, I've got really big ones someplace here. Where did I put it? Okay. Oh, here it is. Yep, right there. Okay. So, my illness. I use that as an excuse for everything. Parking tickets, the whole thing. Now, I'm going to use this big black magic marker here. And I'm going to mark right on the envelope. Now, for one thing, I can tell you with a fair degree of certainty that the symbol on this side of the card, the plain side of the envelope, pardon me, is most certainly, that's the plus mark. So I'm going to mark a big plus mark on here. Kind of a little dry, but so is the room. That's a guess that I'm making now. 1 in 5 chance of being successful. Don't you believe it? I know already, you see, but I'm teasing you. I'm just playing with your emotions. And the one on this side of the envelope is a circle, like, that's not bad. Not bad for an old guy of 83. There you go. All right. Now, we're going to take the top back here. There we go. Oh, all right. Now, I don't know whether this is right, but I'm going to give an estimate. The chances of success on this are pretty good. If I fail, again, I have to kill myself, but I will do it by starvation, so it'll take quite a while, and I have to have food inside to keep up my strength. These guys are easy. Almost anything I say. All right, now I'm going to open up the envelope. Where's the clasp? Here's the clasp right here. And they open that up. Watch me. At no time do I turn to, oh, you did the whole licking thing and everything here. Can't use this envelope a second time. Okay. All shut now. Now, let me see. Come on. Tear it out. I'm trying to do it so everybody sees clearly what's happening here. Come on. You've got sticky spit. Best time. I'm going to take them out of the envelope very, come on, there we go. Very carefully like this. And remember what I said. Come on, get over there. And now I open it up very carefully. Like Molly. Close enough for government work. Wait a minute. I did something. I came down on the floor. I took the envelope by the corner, right? Yeah. I turned around and I walked over here. Everyone sort of relaxed and I said, oh, I just had an operation. It makes people feel sorry for you. And it's true, but it makes people feel sorry. And they sort of relaxed at that moment. And I stepped up. How do you know I didn't take that envelope and go quickly inside my coat and switch it for another one? Because I do know sleight of hand. I've done that, you see. How would you indicate that that theory is wrong? By looking at the other 3 cards, right? Would you kindly pick up the other 3 cards and show them to the audience, please? Hold them up above your head. 1, and another one, 2, and the last one, 3. There you go. So that is not the theory. For your help. Now, a demonstration like this, it may make people start to believe in supernatural stuff or something. Now, this happens to be my own particular trick. The other magicians don't know about this. Now, and that is something unusual, because in magic, most magicians, they see another magician perform, and they know almost instantly how the trick is done, either because it's an old trick or something they're familiar with or something they've done themselves. But in this particular one, I've got the other magicians pretty well buffaloed on it. They have all kinds of theories. They're all wrong. But I did an experiment, the only one ever done like this, a few years back, with a fellow that I met at the Houston Space Flight Center. I was given a VIP tour there, and when they do that, they put you in special booties and what they call a duck suit with gloves and the whole thing, and a mask over the face. They actually vacuumed my beard. I was going to go into a room with moon rocks in it, you see, and they didn't want the contamination of the moon rock. They didn't worry about the moon and contaminating me. Anyway, I had the whole crew on the whole thing. It was, oh, what an honor to be given a VIP tour like that. So when I went in there, I did the whole business. I happened to meet a fellow named Ed Lu, L-U. He's from Hawaii, and he was an astronaut, one of the American astronauts. And he said to me, he said, Mr. Randi, I've always wanted to ask you a question. Do you think you could do some sort of a trick in space with me? I said, well, how am I going to get, I'm not going to get up there, obviously. It's going to be rather difficult and expensive. He said, no, I'll be up there and I'll communicate with you and we'll try to do some sort of liaison between us. Can you think of something like that? And I said, can I think of something like that? So I thought about it and I called Ed Lu after that when I got back to Florida and I said, Ed, I'll tell you, we'll do an experiment where you'll buy a deck of cards before you go up in the shop. He said, okay. And I said, you keep the seal on it. You must not open it, shuffle it, or anything like that. It's got to be right from the store. And you make sure that you take it up with you on your space flight. He said, okay. And I said, I will do the same thing at my foundation in Florida. And I said, we'll do the experiment. You'll get me on the phone via the Space Command, of course. And mission control, pardon me, it's called. And you'll get me on the phone and we'll do communication. And we'll also have a closed circuit TV so we can see one another. He said, oh, that sounds great. So he called me at a certain date and he said, we're going to do it next week on Tuesday. And I said, oh boy. So I went up and bought myself a deck of cards with the seal still on it. I put it in the library of the James Randi Educational Foundation. And I got a call. Went by my secretary answered the phone. She came in rushing. She said, mission control is on the telephone. It was more stunning than saying Johnny Parsons is on the phone. But mission control, and I said, oh yeah, they call all the time. And so I answered the phone, and I had some reporters there from the Miami Herald, and a couple of lawyers and whatnot who were interested in seeing. They were all around the library as witnesses, you see. And I sat down at the telephone. Now, the video system was not working at that time on this space shuttle. They had to, they videoed it, but the external cameras were all busy because they had a meteor impact on that particular trip, and they wanted to keep it in sight in case there was some danger. And of course I agreed that was the practical thing to do, reasonable thing to do. So they did it that way. And I, however, videotaped it on Earth in the library, and they videotaped it up there, and later on we exchanged videotapes and we edited them together. So Ed Lu called me on this day, and he said, hi Randy, are you ready to do the trick? And I said, yes. He said, what I want you to do, please, is take the seal off the deck. And I heard foaming noise, and I said, I'm taking the seal off my deck too. I said, okay, I'm taking the deck out of the box. Take those out of the box. He said, yes. I said, okay, now shuffle the deck. He's in free fall. His and I knew there was silence. He said, are you kidding? He said, quite right, a riffle shuffle. And I said, no, just overhand shuffle. Get it mixed up as well as you can. And the poor guy did a fumble away. He said, if it flies loose, it goes anywhere. And you think you have to go into the furniture and get it and all these things. And well, then I'll tell you that later. So remind me about the Hawaiian connection, okay? Anyway, he shuffled it all up. And I said, okay, now place it behind your back as I'm doing it, behind my back here, and the reporters all saw me do that. I said, I'm reaching into the deck and I'm taking any card out at random and turning it over and placing it back in the deck. So it'll be firmly marked. You're the only one turned over in the deck. And he said, okay, I've done that. I said, now bring your deck out and riffle through the cards with the backs toward you until you come to the card which is facing up. And he did that. Now, I couldn't see him. Of course, the video connection was not made, you see. And I said, okay, I've done the same thing. I said, and what card have you got, Ed? And he said, the 7 of diamonds. And I showed the reporters and they said, and I've got 7 of diamonds. Wow. And the reporters all applauded and such, appropriately, of course. And I thought I deserved it, and so did Ed. And Ed said, oh, wow, that's something else. Now, this is the important part of the story that I'm telling you, the reason I'm telling you the story. Ed Lu's a pretty smart cookie. he's not only a good mathematician, but he had read Martin Gardner, one of my heroes who died at the age of 94 just recently. Wow, I'm going on 100, so I'm hoping to beat him. Martin Gardner would have agreed with this, certainly. The answer he gave me to this question, I said, Ed, mathematically speaking, what are the chances of that experiment being successful? Any answers here?
100%. 1 in 54.
You got it, baby. Some people would say 1 in 52, you see. But no, he said the right answer. He said 100% because it's a trick. He knew I was the magician doing the trick. He didn't know how I did it, and he was plagued afterwards by everybody at NASA. They said, "Hey, that trick you did, how did you do it?" You know? He said, "I didn't do anything. I just did what you told me to do." So Ed Lou and I remain friends. He's now working for Google, so watch out. Google knows everything, and Ed Lou's pretty damn smart too. So, but I tell you that just to show that some people do think, as this gentleman did here, very careful about these things. Yes, when a magician does a trick, what are the chances of it working? 100%, if he's a good magician, that is. Otherwise, it can vary, let's put it that way. So don't start using mathematics on something which is admittedly a trick from the very beginning. So that's my ESP card trick, which I learned some years ago, and I leave it with you. Now, I